Hello, I'm David Washington, the Chief Technical Officer for Central Georgia Medical Associates. Today, I wanted to present you a proposal to integrate artificial intelligence into our organization and how we would use it in our practice. We believe it is time to take advantage of this amazing technology so that we can provide cutting edge patient care with more accurate diagnosis and prescriptions, compete with other practices, add more patients without adding more staff, and cut our documentation and transcription costs. Our office is a family care practice made up of 5 board-certified physicians, 2 physician assistants, 2 registered nurses, 5 medical assistants, 10 office support staff personnel, and 6,720 patients. We would like to implement a clinical AI solutions to improve the accuracy of medical diagnosis, lower potential liability issues, and provide up-to-date guidelines and procedures to improve patients' overall care. Using AI in the office space can greatly improve accuracy and processing speed. AI-assisted transcription software can produce a structured record of the physician's notes that can be added to an electronic health record or EHR. There are a lot of commonalities in medicine and artificial intelligence. For instance, pattern recognition. Recognizing in medicine, we recognize patterns in lab results, images, and symptoms. In AI, we use machine learning to do pattern recognition. In medicine, we use in AI we use decision trees. In medicine, published clinical guidelines and decision processes are provided from places like the American Heart Association, the CDC, the American Medical Association, American Cancer Society, and the World Health Organization. In AI, we use neural networks and we use them to narrow outcomes based on all the inputs. In medicine and AI, we have a treatment path. For medicine, chronic diseases like diabetes and hypertension follow standardized treatment pathways like adjusting the patient's medicine based on lab results and escalating care by sending a patient to a specialist if certain markers are met. In AI, we automate the decision making flow and determine which path to take. In both medicine and AI, we use knowledge and evidence based to make our decisions. In medicine, we rely on research, trials, and published articles. In AI, we have models trained on the same things, research, trials, and published articles, and they're in large data sets that can include all medical literature, trial data, and actual patient records. We use repetition in medicine and AI. In medicine, we follow precise steps during surgery. In medicine and radiology, we look for patterns, looking at thousands of images, detecting an anomaly, identifying the anomaly, and then classifying it. After each repetition, our capability to detect, identify, and classify become more reliable. The same applies for AI. The more cases the model processes, the better the accuracy by recognizing patterns. Our goals and benefits of implementing AI into our practice are lowering liability costs, ensure that physicians and PAs are using the most current guidelines, provide better patient care by offering more reliable diagnosis treatment plans and accurate prescriptions, less time in the office, double our patient size from efficiency gains from implementing AI, and reduce our documentation time and transcription costs. Uh, Looking at some of the more popular software products using AI that are an industry that follow a lot of the industry standards. One is one is up to date Expert IO Plus. Um, And UpToDate is a web-based application that is used today in many practices, and it is even used in medical colleges. Clinicians perform a search and is presented with a list of peer-reviewed documents and decision paths. It's a manual process. It's called but it provides a type of clinical decision support system. By adding the AI tool to the UpToDate product, you get an automated clinical decision support system that helps the doctors and health systems make faster, more informed decisions. It's evidence based. Every the models are trained on data from expert authored, and peer reviewed content. It uses clinical intelligence. It leverages LLMs, large language models, based on the expertise of 7,600 medical experts. It uses workflow integration, supports healthcare organizations in responsibly integrating AI into their infrastructure and clinical workflows. Reasoning. It reasons, it is designed to think like a clinical colleague, answering complex, specific medical questions with clarity. Visual DX is a diagnostic support system as well. It's mostly dealing with imaging. It provides clinicians with the right list of possible conditions based on patient symptoms, finding and uploading images. Based on pattern recognition of thousands of stored images, it can identify the patient's condition and provide a diagnosis as well as clinical steps to take. And the last product I would like um, to implement is a product called Free. It's Freed. It transcribes the physician's notes into notes that can be instantly used in an EHR or electronic health record. This product eliminates the need for transcription services. I calculated that to implement these three products into our system, our organization would cost the patient $3.13 a patient. Um, we could increase our revenues by doubling our number of our patient load. I think the AI tools could possibly could come close to that. And I calculated that by doubling our patient workload, we could go from $448,000 to $896,000 a month, and have a yearly um, increase of $10,752,000. So that's a pretty good gain, very good gain, by just implementing these three AI tools. Um, Transcription costs will go dramatically down. On average, each patient, the doctor records approximately 2 minutes per patient. If we have 2,240 patients a month, that's 4,480 minutes. At the cheapest rate for manual transcription is $1 a minute. So that'd be $4,480 a month. There's a fixed cost for the free application, which is $84 per clinician, and there's 7 clinicians. So that's $588 a month. So the $588, the $4,480 a month minus the 588 will give us a monthly savings of $38.92 and a yearly savings of $46,704. Some of the potential risk of implementing AI. One is hallucinations. Occasionally, large language models used in generative AI will create outputs that do not make any sense or are completely inaccurate. These outputs are not based on training data. The output may be incorrectly decoded, or the output algorithm interprets patterns that simply aren't there. This response is known as a hallucination. Hallucinations could lead to dangerous errors like recommending unnecessary surgeries or unsafe drug prescriptions or dosages. Image based AI solutions could misclassify lesions or suggest incorrect conditions. AI transcription tools, such as Freed, could produce inaccurate documentation and insert findings that were never stated, which could result in patient safety issues. Each of these products try to mitigate hallucinations as much as possible. And the up to date expert AI, it tries to mitigate hallucinations by using a model that is closed. In other words, it's internal, it can't get out to the internet, doesn't use anything except its own internal data, and it's trained on, on peer reviewed content. And the Visual DX product tries it mitigates hallucinations by using a model that's also closed based on thousands and thousands of internal image libraries, and uses comparative analysis. It only uses its own diagnosis algorithms also, so it doesn't go out and try to pull things from the web to diagnose a product. It's using its own internal data. And Freed is a real-time voice-to-text transcription process using AI or application. And before the doctor or the clinician can submit his notes to the electronic documentation, he must approve it. So he has to read what he spoke. Another potential risk is legal actions. Uh, an incorrect diagnosis could lead to legal ramifications. However, more likely than not, these AI tools will help prevent misdiagnosis and aid the physician in their decision making process. AI tools should actually help in preventing diagnoses and aid the physician in their decision making process and thereby reduce legal actions. And another potential risk is exposing patient data. The data is stored in the cloud. So these AI cloud based tools carry some risk of data leakage or the security being misconfigured. A slight chance of patient identifiable image data could be exposed, such as a patient's face, tattoos, or unique marks. Live physician note transcription could expose patient information since the voice is transmitted to the cloud and then transcribed and stored in the cloud. To mitigate these problems, um, up to date expert AI is simply a decision support tool. It doesn't, um, you don't have to feed it any patient information. You're just asking it a question and expecting a response. Visual DX, it would be rare to expose identifiable patient data, but it could. But to mitigate that issue, um, the records are not stored long term, and they're HIPAA compliant. And then Freed is HIPAA compliant. The voice and data text are encrypted in Microsoft Azure and in their secure data centers. Employees must undergo background checks annually and HIPAA privacy training. Records are not stored long term. Um, a deployment and maintenance plan. The deployment plan. Set up a schedule for the following: purchasing the applications, training, setting up accounts for each clinician, and configuring the application. For ongoing maintenance, each vendor will provide customer support um, and provide monitoring, provide reports on usage, each vendor. And we would set up a form or something where we could request feedback from every user every month, see if the product is living up to their expectations. And we can provide ongoing training as needed. Each of these products serve different purposes. There's no specific order in which we'll roll these out. However, proper training and testing should be completed before using each product. These products could also be used on a trial basis to determine if they truly benefit the business and the patients. In conclusion, I believe that by incorporating these products into our practice, we should be able to reduce operating costs, be more efficient, increase the number of patients, and significantly reduce cost and increase profit. We can do this by diagnosing a patient faster, by automatically providing a step by step diagnosis plan and a drug regimen. We should be able to increase the number of patients. We should lower potential legal actions by using these AI products, by providing more accurate diagnoses and prescriptions. So, in my opinion, I, I really believe we can use AI to significantly um, reduce cost and increase our revenue. If there's any questions, please send them to me in an email or text me, and I'll be glad to entertain them. Thank you.